the fact that that has been an ongoing process of removing the debris. That debris is from the demolition efforts, whereas they removed the copper and other metal materials and sent them to whatever facility they sent them to. I did speak to Mike Riley. I advised Mike Riley to speed up his process because everybody does not want to see that. As quick as you have trucks coming in, you can have those same trucks coming in to remove the debris. So I did speak with him. He did bring up that EPA concern. I can care less about the EPA concern. They govern a federal statute. Whereas this is our city municipal corporation, and we do have the governance over that, and I want him to get it cleaned up ASAP. There was no harsh content with that, no harsh tone. As I said, man, residents are not feeling a certain way about the debris behind their houses for so long. To speed up your process. All right. The kids death on Haiti. I don't know about the lawsuit. I think we can't discuss that unless we're in executive session. If we do have a lawsuit pending, we don't want to discuss that. But if they want to do a public records request, you can do so, but I won't discuss it if we have something. Mr. Jenkins and his project, again, the first phase of the project, I am in total support of that. It's just I had some additional concerns after the agenda review meeting, and I'm by all means privy to those concerns to express those to the community. So I'm only one vote. Do I wish that business the best of luck in the near future? Yes, I do. Do I want it to beautify that corner and that area? Yes, I do. Will they do above ground, reputable work, transparent? I believe so. So, if you guys don't support it, that's your free choice. You're the residents, you're the bosses. If you have a concern, he's here tonight. You express that concern directly to him. The capital improvements of the city of East Cleveland, Terry, we've let a whole lot of things pass us by. Down through the years, predates my arrival. But as it relates to current day, not too many people have broken down the doors to want to come in here and do business based on the financial practices that have been taking place on a day-to-day basis. Do we point the finger? No, I believe that it's every resident's and every governmental person's responsibility to oversee the finances of this community. But again, it's your fault. And I'm not pointing at the mayor and saying it's the mayor's fault or any finance three we've had in the last 4 years. I'm not pointing at any of them. I'm just saying that over time East Cleveland has not led a good reputation on management of funds. Do I want capital improvement projects? Yes, but when we tear down a hospital, we close the post office, and GE is hanging on by a thread, it doesn't make people beat down the door to come in here. Will we entertain them? Yes. Do we want to see transparency? Yes. But what I don't like, Terry, is when backdoor deals are done and people think that we don't know about them. You understand that? It's a lot of that going on. And people can say whatever they want to say, but if you let 100% integrity and 100% truth, then you can stand in front of me and say something, because Mansell Baker has not said in a meeting and willed and deal. Okay, so I just want you to be aware of that. I'll talk to you after the meeting, but I just wanted you to be aware that is more to it, to some things than meets the eye. All right, and I hope that recovery plan does come. He has 120 days.
Thank you. Councilman Vice President Wheeler.
Once again, good evening, everyone. Ms. Walcott, I went down your street Sunday. On one side, I crossed over to the other side, that way. But you know what? It's not as bad as Melbourne. Melbourne, over there by Cardi, off of Phillips. Oh man, I mean, some of these streets are just really bad. I mean, if we could block it off, we just want to block it off because it's heavy car up. But whatever we can do. I had somebody call me today and they said they want to gather money and try to see if they can get some hot patch to fix their own holes. But
Hot patch, I'm gonna pay it.
right, so we'll just keep fighting so we can do what we can get. But definitely, I drive the same streets everybody else drive. I run into the same holes. Back to the cost to operate the rescue squads. OMAs. You said it's extremely, that's ripping the people off, or something like that in that format. But it costs. And if residents aren't paying, then who's paying? If you want these type of services in your city, somebody's got to pay for it. So, if we can do it for free, we'll do it for free. But we can't. It costs. So, we need everybody's contribution. If not, I don't know. The city can't afford to run on its own about taxes. The audit committee. We had an agenda review, and the biggest question was we wanted to see everybody's resume. I think that was. I thought that was okay. That's part of the past practice of these students. Just hey, let them do it. Let them do it. Let them do it. But since they were going to reappoint, from my understanding, I got clarity later on this morning. It came on the agenda as reappointment, as if you all were being reappointed. And if you were going to be reappointed, then we wanted to see the resume. But that wasn't what it turned out to be, but you guys designed anyway. Terry, Maynard. Yeah, we heard the mayor talk about merge. So as council, what we decided to do is get together as one body, get ourselves a top-notch law firm that can investigate and give us options. If we should merge, they'll come back and say you got to merge. If they say we can make it on our own, but this is what you're going to need to do to sustain it, whatever it is, we're going to let them come back and give us a professional look on it and let us see what we need to do. So, what else? I got a couple other things I got left up here. Oh, emergency. Emergency. On Mays, you can say that's not an emergency, it shouldn't be on the agenda as an emergency. But every vacant home, every vacant building that a child walks by is an emergency. In my opinion, and you can shake your head, you can disagree, but the moment a child gets hurt and snatched in one of those places, it's an emergency then, it's too late. So if I can do anything to get stuff down and correct it immediately, it's easy to say until it's your child. And they can prove
What about the lawn stuff?
on the high grass, Ms. Wheeler,
Yeah.
I'll talk to the administration, see what they're gonna do.
Well, I just brought it by you, the council of that board,
Right.
so.
Right. So, I will follow through.
Okay.
So I was just informed lawnmowers got out of the shop 3 days ago.
Okay, I figured something.
But I'll find out and I'll get back to you.
Yeah, because I don't know,
All right. Thank you, Vice President Wheeler. Again, I'm glad to see the residents come out. I'm glad to hear your concerns. I'm glad to hear that you are concerned. There's no better understanding than to hear from the residents. I can take it. It's not above me to sit here and listen to your concerns. That is what we are supposed to do. In retrospect, we're supposed to answer the question that has been posed up here. As far as the plan, young man, there is a recovery plan that is supposed to be forthcoming from the mayor. The mayor has not presented that recovery plan to the council. And I'm just going to be honest with you. There has been recovery plans before. The last time we did recovery plan, we did the appropriation, and the appropriation was in sync with the certificate of resource from the county. But due to elaborate spending and overspending, you went beyond what was allocated. So therefore, you have to go back. There's more cuts that was supposed to be made. And it's supposed to be allocated or allotted for in the new recovery plan. We're talking about potholes, there's potholes all over the place. And not knocking any other street, but if you go down Phillips, which is the street that comes from Euclid all the way through across to 123rd, it's caving in there. And it crosses Collier Road, which is the corner of my street, and Phillips. I can't even back out my driveway without running into a pothole. And Art McCoy, you're absolutely right, and I do agree with what you're saying about the dumping. We're not only dumping up there on Noble Road, but there has been dumping down on Howard for a decade. A decade. The people on Howard can't get out of their yards. They arbitrarily come in a little red truck, and I've been trying to catch them, and dump. And down by 123rd, they had money which was dealt with the NSP, Neighborhood Stabilization money. That ran out. 1, 2, and 3. That was supposed to be coming. All of this is supposed to be happening. But the spending, the overspending of the administration and other administration has catapulted and creates a problem. Yes, there is lawsuits out there. And the young man the youth that got killed by the city truck is a travesty. It's a travesty. Also, we have not been able to deal with what is taking place as far as the street. Euclid was done many, many years ago. And if you all that was here can relate to it, it was not done correctly.
Right, that's right.
Okay, it was not done correctly. So that needs to be redone. The sewer people came in and told us what they were going to do. And as far as an emergency up here, you can't vacillate back and forward. You either got to say it's an emergency or it's not an emergency. It wouldn't have hurt to have 2 more weeks or whatever for the transfer station. But if you're going to go through, and I'm always preaching about come to the committee meeting, come to the agenda review, and hear what's going on. If we're sitting up here talking about what is happening and what is not happening, and you make a decision and you bring it to the agenda review, and then you pass it on to up here, as Mr. O'Mays can attest to, once he gets here, it's supposed to be either yay or nay and moving on. You can't sit here and say it's emergency or not an emergency. Can't do that. So I'm not trying to justify or anything of that nature. But what I am explaining is if we're going to be transparent, then let's be transparent and go with the flow of what if the chair is saying he's got a problem and he can put it back in the committee, then so it be. But I am saying to you, I'm glad to see all of you all here, because my time is up, and I just want to let you know that I appreciate the chief and what he's done and what he's accepted. I will enter, yes, ma'am.
I just wanted to clarify, the death of the little boy is still under the investigation.
That's true.
So rather than, it's, we really, the cause of death, whether it was, whatever the cause was, in terms of, we can't really say it was by the city truck. That's all.
And thank you very much, but that was what was said, what I said was on the news.
They were correct.
I don't know whether they correct or not. And what I'm saying is quoting for that. And I'm sorry to see the auditor chair leave because he's done a heck of a job. And I was sorry to see the fact that Ms. Bowman is leaving. And he knows how I feel about that. I will entertain a motion to.
Second?
Second?
Second, you second? Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.
Only one thing you missed.